So you're staring at another air compressor listing that looks perfect on paper but ends up sounding like a lawnmower when it's actually running in your garage. I get it, you want something that won't wake the whole block, won't empty your wallet every time the tank needs a refill, and won't leave you sweating over a second mortgage after the free shipping surprise. That's exactly why I spent a week digging into the Ingersoll Rand SS3L3 single-stage 3 HP, 60-gallon vertical unit. It's not the cheapest option out there, and it's definitely not the smallest, but if you're running air tools regularly or you're tired of babysitting a finicky pancake compressor, this might be the one that finally stops the cycle of buyer's remorse. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the elephant in the room, size and noise. This isn't a quiet little hobby compressor that tucks under a workbench. It's a full-size vertical tank with a 3 HP motor, so expect it to hum at about 78 to 80 dB when it's running roughly the same volume as a vacuum cleaner. If your garage shares a wall with a bedroom or you're trying to run it during nap time, that's something to think about. On the flip side, the vertical design saves floor space, which matters if you're already tripping over bikes and lawn chairs. The tank holds 60 gallons, so you're getting enough reserve to keep an impact wrench or a spray gun running without the motor kicking on every few seconds. That's a real-world difference when you're painting cabinets or airing up a set of truck tires. Now, the motor. Ingersoll Rand's single-stage design is built for longevity, and that's where the long life tag actually shows up in daily use. The cast iron pump and stainless steel valves are overkill for weekend warriors, but if you're using this 5 days a week in a small shop, the lack of complicated intercoolers means fewer parts to wear out. I've seen cheaper two-stage compressors where the second stage starts leaking after a year. This one doesn't have that second stage to begin with, so there's less to go wrong. The downside? Single-stage compressors max out around 135 psi, which is fine for most air tools but won't cut it if you're running high-pressure applications like hydraulic pumps or some specialty paint systems. Know your tool's requirements before you commit. Setup is straightforward but not trivial. You'll need a 20-amp circuit, no sharing with the fridge, and the unit weighs about 220 pounds, so plan on wrestling it into place or budgeting for delivery. The control panel is simple: on-off switch, pressure gauge, and a safety valve. There's no digital readout, no remote start, and no smartphone app. If you're the type who wants to check tank pressure from your phone while you're grilling burgers, this isn't it. But if you just want a compressor that turns on when you flip the switch and keeps running without drama, it delivers. Daily usability comes down to two things: duty cycle and maintenance. The SS3L3 is rated for a 70% duty cycle at 100 psi, which means it can run 7 minutes out of every 10 without overheating. That's plenty for most DIYers and light commercial use, but if you're running a blast cabinet or a continuous duty airbrush setup, you'll still want to keep an eye on the temperature. Maintenance is minimal. Drain the tank weekly to avoid rust, check the oil level every 50 hours, and replace the intake filter when it looks dirty. The oil sight glass makes that easy, so you're not guessing. The manual recommends Ingersoll Rand's own oil, but any good 20W or 30W non-detergent compressor oil works fine. Who should buy this? If you're a home mechanic, a small woodworking shop, or a hobbyist with air tools like nailers, sanders, or die grinders, this compressor gives you the breathing room to work without constant starts and stops. It's also a solid choice if you're tired of upgrading from one pancake compressor to the next every couple of years. The vertical footprint and 60-gallon tank mean you're not constantly waiting for recovery time, and the single-stage simplicity keeps the repair bills low. Who should skip it? If you only need air for occasional tire inflation or blowing dust off your keyboard, a 6-gallon pancake will do the job and cost a fraction of the price. If you're running high-pressure tools or need near-silent operation, look elsewhere. And if your garage is already a maze of extension cords and half-finished projects, the 220-pound weight and 20-amp power requirement might push you toward a smaller, more portable unit. Bottom line, the Ingersoll Rand SS3L3 single-stage 3 HP, 60-gallon vertical compressor is the kind of tool that disappears into the background once it's set up. It's not flashy, it's not the cheapest, and it's definitely not quiet, but it's built.